Hey, what's up, everybody? Matthew here. Thanks for checking into my YouTube channel. Hey, just so you know, I'm a terrible gift giver. I really have a hard time thinking of gift ideas for other people. It's just not my love language. When my wife and I got married, we had to kind of work through that. I'm more of a, the five love languages. There's acts of service, and there's quality time, and there's physical touch, and there's, gifts and things like that. I'm just bad at getting gifts. I'm assuming some of you are not so great at that either. So what I wanted to do today is just make a fun video, knowing that it's almost the holiday season here, and some of you are going to be looking for ideas to get other people, maybe even ideas for yourself. But that notwithstanding, my list of 20 things that I'm going to share with you of good gift ideas are going to be the kind of things that I would want. Now, you know me, I'm a bearded guy, I'm Presbyterian, I'm Reformed, I'm a pastor, I'm a masculine dude. So I think about bearded Presbyterian masculine dude things. And so on my top 20 list of gift ideas, I'm going to give you some things that I wish I could get, except for the fact that I already have them. So please don't give them to me. All of these things on this list, I have them and I like them. And I thought you might like them too. So if you know a guy that's like me, or maybe you are like me, here then henceforth is 20 gift ideas for the Reformed Presbyterian dude master. Okay. Morning and Evening by Charles Spurgeon. I'm going to have several devotional books on this list because I think devotionals are always a win. If you're going to get somebody a gift and you're not sure how much they're a reader, a devotional is great because usually they're pretty short and they have kind of short chapters. This one is a classic, all-time classic. This one is on my list of top 100 books for sure. It's in the top 20. Now, I'm still working on that list of top 100 books, but there's no question that this one is in it to win it. Charles Spurgeon's Morning and Evening. You get one scripture verse from the King James Version, just so you know what you're getting into, and you get one page of devotional matter. It's perfect for family devotions. I use these in my own family devotions all the time. It's perfect for individual devotion or even group devotion on a mission trip or things like that. We used it when we went to Peru not too long ago. I think you're going to love it. I can read these devotions in just a few minutes, and then I can ask even my smallest children what they get from that. Well, my kids are kind of big now, but we've been using it for years. You get the point here. My kids are teenagers and college students, but I start with the youngest and I work my way up, and we all gain from this. My wife loves this too. It's just a great way to lead family devotions or to have personal devotional time. By the way, everything I'm going to mention on this list, I'm going to send a link to Amazon or wherever else you can get it, because this book, there's so many others out there that are not that great, paperbacks, kind of cheap editions, but this is the one you want. It's got a nice faux leather cover, but it's a sewn edition with nice paper, which is what you really want. This one should last a very long time. I've been using mine for quite a few years now, okay? Next, I want to mention another devotional here. This is Glorifying and Enjoying God, 52 Devotions Through the Westminster Shorter Catechism by William Bokestein, Jonathan Landry Cruz, and Andrew J. Miller. I just got this one, so I don't have as much experience of a track record as with the Charles Spurgeon devotion, but this is a great one too. 52 devotions, working through the shorter catechism. That's one per week if you're doing the math here. And these are a little bit longer. These are maybe 2 to 3 pages, but very easy to read, very understandable, and they definitely take the doctrinal concepts and put it right there on your family devotional table for you, or again, read it privately by yourself if you're so inclined. The folks at Reformation Heritage Books are good people. I don't know these particular authors, but I do know some folks there, and they did provide me with this as a review copy, and I like it, and so I'm recommending it to you as a possible gift idea. Next, now we're going to do some things besides books today too, just for fun. This is the Leatherman Rev, R-E-V. It's one of those awesome multi-tools. I've got mine right here in my hand. I carry this everywhere I go. I changed my wife's headlamp on her minivan just recently with this tool. I've used this for a number of things. It's got the pliers. It's got a razor sharp knife, which I'm hesitant to take out here because it's so sharp I don't want to cut myself. Guarantee you could skin a deer with this thing, and it's got all the other tools besides. This is a stainless steel one. It's going to last a very long time. Get a Leatherman brand. I've had cheap rip-off knockoffs, but I'll tell you this. If there are any women who are watching this video, hint, all dudes like this stuff. Even if you got them one last year, get them a Leatherman. Guys love to open this stuff because they can be a cool bearded dude and they can open all the Christmas gifts and all the boxes even while you're having your Christmas morning celebration, okay? So a Leatherman is a big win. You cannot lose with that. Speaking of knives, the civi folding knife. If you don't want to do a multi-tool, the civi knife is a great tool. A lot of guys that are knife guys, EDC carry guys, they like this particular style of knife right here. Now, civi is a Chinese-made brand, and if that turns you off, I totally understand. But for about $40, this is going to be much better than some knife you're going to pick up at the front counter of Ace Hardware or Walmart in their sporting goods area or something like that. This is a great flip knife. Actually, Walmart does have some good knives now. They've got some Gerbers and some things like that that are pretty decent. But the civi flip knife is a pretty good one. Again, link in the description of this video. Let's move on to my boots. Now, I literally have these on my feet right now. These are Timberland boots, and they're awesome because you can wear them for everything. Women, again, if you're looking for a gift for your husband, this might be a good one. Guys, if you're looking for a gift for your dad or your brother or your cousin, this might be a good one right here. Leather boots. They're warm, they're tough, and they're stylish. I wear these to church sometimes. Now, I wouldn't wear them with a full suit, okay? That's not right. You need something a little bit different than that. But if you're wearing jeans and a blazer, or if you're wearing khakis and a blazer, a little bit cash, this is a very good boot. You can wear these to work. You can wear them around the house. I wore these on the Peru mission trip every single day. This is the only pair of shoes I brought to that Peru mission trip. We were in the mountains, airports, bus rides, hiking, in the church, in the evenings. Wore these constantly. I love them. They're super broken on my feet, and I think that this is a pretty good pair of boots. Again, it's not super like high-class shoe-looking boots. You can get some of those too, but this would be a pretty good mix for that guy in your life that likes to wear flannels and jeans or a button-down shirt and khakis to church. This will work for that scenario, as well as being a tough outside workday boot if you want it. Okay, the Timberlands, I'll post a link to the exact shoe in the description of this video. Okay, selfish, shameless self-promotion time here. I'm sorry, I had to do it. I'm going to do it a couple of times here. This is my devotional, Hold Fast the Faith, a devotional commentary in the Westminster Confession. If you're new to Reformed theology, it's a really good introduction to the Westminster Confession of Faith. I recommend this to people that are new to Presbyterian churches because it's a soft and gentle introduction to Reformed theology. It goes through all 33 chapters of the Westminster Confession of Faith, but it does so in a way that's not overly scholastic and over your head. It's a devotional, but again, introduces you to all of the main concepts of Reformed theology working through the Westminster Confession. Okay, so there's that. Sorry about that, but you're going to hear it a couple more times, and I apologize. Next, a Boliva Watch. Now, this is the watch I'm actually wearing on my wrist right now, right here. And this is a special watch to me because my grandfather had one of these. Gene Everhard, self-made man. What a mensch, what a stud. He worked his way up in the business field over many years. He was an MP during World War II, but he came back and he did great in factory-oriented businesses, worked his way up to CEO. He had a Boliva watch, and I used to see it on his wrist when I was a kid and admire that watch, and the name stuck in my mind. Later on, he gave me that watch as one of my pieces of inheritance, and I have it in a special drawer in my home, but I don't wear it because it's too precious to me. So what I did is I went out and I bought another Boliva watch. They still make them. Now, Boliva is an American brand based in New York City, but Mr. Boliva brought his trade back from Switzerland, and as you know, the best timepieces are Swiss. So if you want something that's European in terms of its skill and expertise as a timepiece, but it doesn't have the price tag of a European watch, but it's American made, get a Boliva. They're fantastic, they're classy, and they're not super expensive too. So I'll post a link to this exact watch in the description of this video, as you would expect. Next, shameless self-promotion here, A Theology of Joy, Jonathan Edwards, and Eternal Happiness in the Holy Trinity. This is my dissertation, which is out again. It was in print with another publisher a while back, pulled it off the shelves. Now it's back out under the banner of Indie Ref, Independent Reform Media, and I'm glad that it is. If you're interested in Jonathan Edwards, you might want to check that out. Speaking of joy, a lot of people have said they like the cover, and so we've got shirts. It doesn't come with the book. You got to buy this separately. But my friends, Chad and Shauna at Cassidy Craft Corner, they make t-shirts for my books and some other ideas that I've done. The Joy t-shirt is out. If you want to get that, I'll send a link. Now check this out too. They did my summer dystopia shirts, my 1984 series, which was kind of cool, came out this summer. They did a lot of other Christian shirts, like my Be Radical, Join a Bible-Believing Church shirt. If you've seen me wearing my Spurgeon tobacco company shirt or my Warfield beard oil shirts. Yes, that's also made at Cassidy Craft Corner. And again, I'll post a link in the description. That looks sloppy, so I wanted to clean that up for you. Okay, next, you can get pocket editions of the Westminster Confession of Faith or like the Heidelberg Catechism. I've got the Heidelberg one right here. It's pretty small, but they're nicely little done catechisms. If you're Reformed, this is a really cool thing to get somebody, maybe a new member, maybe somebody that's interested in exploring Reformed theology, or even like a presbyter who's going to GA and he wants to keep his Westminster Confession in his pocket. Both of them are the same size, despite the picture on the screen. I just put one on top of the other so you could see both of their covers. But the Westminster looks just like this one, only it's blue, but same size, nice little leather ones done by Banner of Truth. Banner of Truth is an awesome publisher. Pretty much everything they put out, I recommend it. Here's a book that I think a lot of people would like to read. John Piper, 21 Servants of Sovereign Joy. It's a great book. It's a big, thick book, but the chapters are pretty doable. They're pretty small, 15, 20 pages maybe. And what it does is it takes you through 21 short biographies of some of the best guys, and you can kind of see their faces right here, if you can see that on the screen. But there's a little bit about Spurgeon, a little bit about, I read the one on William Tyndale just yesterday. There's Augustine, there's Calvin, there's John Bunyan, there's John Patton, as I'm recalling, J. Gresham Machen, sorry about that. Really good, almost devotionally oriented biographical sketches done by John Piper. Really, really moving, really profound, and pretty decently easy to read. So for the reader out there that likes a little bit of history, this is a great book. I love this book. It's definitely on my top 100 list. Okay, now I recommend this all the time, and I'll do it again. The ESV Study Bible is the best study Bible in the world. I love it. It has the best articles, the best charts, the best maps. If you know somebody that needs a new Bible, you just can't do any better than the ESV Study Bible. It comes in a variety of different covers, everything from very cheap in the hardcover edition to faux leather to real leather, and even some premium editions. The ESV Study Bible is fantastic. It's a sewn Bible. The paper is great. The graphics are sharp. The printing is clear. It's in the ESV, which is the translation I use for preaching here at Gospel Fellowship PCA. You just cannot get a better study Bible. All of the commentators and the contributors are experts in their field. Trust me, this study Bible is a beast, and it is awesome. Next, Chad and Shauna back again. Cassidy Craft Corner, easy for me to say. Here's another one of the shirts that I did. They've got a bunch of them, a bunch of other cool stuff there. I just want to throw that out there because I like what they do. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Shauna. Love you guys. All right, back to devotionals here. Here is A Way to Pray by Matthew Henry. Now, you probably know the Matthew Henry commentaries, which are up over my shoulder. You can't see them right now. But did you know that he wrote a really cool devotional in which he took all of the prayers of the Bible and put them in one compendium? And he also took other scriptures and he turned them into prayers. So all the little prayers in this book, it's just a book of prayers, are bibling. They're just praying the Bible back to the Lord. It's a really cool way to pray. If you're like me and you struggle with how to pray sometimes, these are great prompts. They're short. They're about a page or so. Some of them not much more than a paragraph, but it's just a way to pray the Bible back to the Lord. Again, done by Banner of Truth. These guys are awesome. Link in the description. Speaking of devotionals, The Valley of Vision, Puritan Prayers is one of the best. Now, pictured here is the premium goatskin leather edition. It's probably pretty expensive because it's real leather. There's a faux leather one out there that I have. It's just as fine. Well, it's not as great, okay, but it'll last. It's wonderful. Still sewn, still done on nice paper. There's a paperback edition, which is also good. It's not my favorite. I would definitely get either the faux leather or the real leather. But the Valley of Vision are Puritan prayers, but they're made anonymous, so you're not thinking that you're studying history, okay? You're just thinking about the words of the prayer. And the way they're set out on the page is so beautiful. It really lets the prayer just kind of flow. And again, for those of you who need a little boost in your prayer life and who doesn't, right? The Valley of Vision is an awesome, awesome choice. Piercing Heaven, very similar to the Valley of Vision, also prayers of the Puritans. The main difference here is that these ones are cited to the author. So if that bothers you, you might want to go with the previous. But also, if it bothers you the other way, that you want to know who wrote that prayer, then Piercing Heaven with Robert Elmer as the editor is also a wonderful way to kind of spark your prayer life. I just like stuff like that, okay? Pilgrims Progress. You have to read this book. I keep stressing this to you, and you have to read this edition of Pilgrims Progress. You've got to follow the link because there are so many editions of Pilgrims Progress that are really not great. A lot of them are abridged. A lot of them are kids' books. A lot of them are just kind of cut and pasted, and some of them have really modern English, such as Ruins Bunyan's writing. This one is the best. Very, very, very mild revision of his language, but you get the whole of part 1, which is the main Pilgrim's Progress, right? And you get these beautiful full color illustrations that go with it. This is the one, sewn edition, hardback edition, beautiful paper, glossy paper, strong paper. There's just no better edition of Pilgrim's Progress than this one right here by Crossway. Thank you, Crossway, for putting this out. This is a great one. Here we go again. More shameless self-promotion. I'm sorry, but if you know somebody that needs to double down on their understanding of the gospel, Souls, How Jesus Saves Sinners by yours truly is only 120 pages, and it's a very, I think, helpful explanation for how the gospel works. There are so many people that are Christians or think they're Christians, and they think they know the gospel, but do they really know the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus and salvation by grace through faith alone in his finished work on the cross? That's the point of Souls, How Jesus Saves Sinners. Definitely recommend that you check that one out, okay? You've got to get the Narnia books if you haven't already. Now, this would be for parents. And parents, I strongly recommend that you not only get this for your kids, but that you read them to your children, as I have done. I have read these books aloud to my kids. It has provided for amazing family quality time. If all you do is read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, you have done very well. You would do even better to read them all out loud to your kids, especially if your kids are small. Gobble up that precious time, parents. Don't let it slip through your fingers, man. Time is going to go quick. And you'll be marrying them off like I'm marrying off my oldest this coming June. Praise God for that. But man, I look back on those days when we used to read these books snuggled up on that couch. Good family time. Do it, parents. Finally, this is my 20th recommendation right here. If you can't think of anything else, bearded gospel men like me, we love pens and notebooks. Here are 3 of the best right here. Your Pigma Micron pen for taking notes in your wide margin edition of the Bible. Your Pilot G2 ink gel pens, which you probably shouldn't use to write in your Bible, but you should use to write in your journals. And of course, the Moleskine journals are some of the best that are made. I love me some Moleskine journals. If you got me this, I wouldn't be disappointed, even though I already have them. All right, well, that's my 20 recommendations for Christmas gifts for bearded Presbyterian doodly dudes. If you have any other ideas, let me know in the comment section of this video. I do love you lots, and we will talk to you later.